Welcome back, everybody, to Sioux Falls. Summer League Media Day continues, our final half hour of the show. We appreciate Josh Fenton joining us, Summer League Commissioner, now joined by UND women's basketball coach Mallory Bernhard as the Fighting Hawks get set for a new season. It's great to see you. I know anytime we talk in the offseason, and I know we do, it's just wrapping your head around, who's back, who's with the team. Describe that of rebuilding, I guess, the roster for 2025.
Yeah, I mean, we do have quite a bit of new, as seems to be the case every year, truthfully. But, yeah, we have, 5 freshmen, transfer with Walker Demers, almost a whole new coaching staff. So when you look at our team, you look around the gym, there are a lot of new faces. So as everyone, I'm sure, would say, the summer was busy and it went by way faster, just trying to, get acclimated, get that team chemistry kind of stuff going, but it was great.
How important was the summer for that, to get on the floor, get out there and get maybe name tags, introduce everybody to everyone?
I mean, huge.
Yeah.
I will say that the ability to be together as a team in the summer has been one of the best things, and especially for us. We did have 2 players that were not able to, but they've joined us since school started and fit in real quickly. And I really like the direction our team is headed, especially with just the cohesiveness, the chemistry, and we know what we were picked.
Yeah.
We know it wasn't picked high, and we're just happy to have a team that really gets will come together, and I think they'll fight together, and there's something to be said about that.
How much do you play into that, seeing that? Is that something you do when you get back to Grand Forks, you'll address with the team, or does that go unsaid? Does it need to be spoken about?
Well, I don't think it's a secret.
Yeah.
Our team's on Twitter, I can guarantee that. And so, no, I mean, I absolutely think that we talk about it, and preseason picks are just that. They're preseason picks, and I would have been shocked if we had any other pick, to be honest with you. So we're almost exactly where I anticipated our selection being, but now it's how are you going to use it? Are you just going to take it and say, oh, okay, well, that's whatever? Or are you going to use it for motivation and understand that, well, there's a lot of teams out here that are incredibly talented, and we can't sit back on our heels. We better be ready to fight.
This is the first time you're going on the basketball floor as a coach without Casey Borovich. How weird has that been?
That is a wild thought. Yeah, I mean, she obviously was such an instrumental piece to everything that we've done the last several years. And yeah, I mean, she's an incredible player. So that's a lot to lose, no doubt. And so we're not going to sit here and say, oh, we're going to ask this one person to step up and fill that role. I just don't think that's a reality.
Yeah.
And so we're going to really have to do it with multiple players, and like we said, that team chemistry, all that kind of stuff is incredibly important because we're going to really have to pick up a lot of load with that.
Watching Kira Pemberton evolve as the season went along, how much you going to put more on her shoulders for this upcoming season?
I don't know that I'm going to put any more on her shoulders, but just allow her to be Kira. I mean, Kira's a special player, and I think a lot of people were able to see that. But I don't think there needs to be pressure of Kira, we need you to do this, we need you to do that. We just need Kira to be Kira. Because she's just a special player. She's so instinctive, and she plays so hard. And if there's anything as a coach I value, it's just the blue collar, that hard work ethic, and she brings it every day.
I know there's a lot of eyeballs, Mal, locally with Jossie Schiller coming to play after what was an unbelievable high school career at Grand Forks Red River, won a state championship, won Miss Basketball. The constant people that say to me, and I'm not a great basketball mind, is she big enough? So I'll ask you, is she big enough for the Division I game?
I don't know that there needs to be a big enough. To be honest with you, you can get the job done or not, and Jossie gets the job done. I'm so confident in that fact, and I'm so proud that a kid from the state of North Dakota is going to put on a North Dakota jersey. I think it's pretty incredible. I think she made a name for herself across the state.
There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
And I think she'll continue doing that.
What was your first impression? I don't think I've had a chance to ask you on the record about it because you can't talk until she is obviously signed, sealed, delivered. What was your first impression when you saw her? I'm like, okay, we got to get her.
Like as a high schooler,
yes.
You're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, she just found a way. I mean, the kid has a motor that never stops. She never lets down. I mean, when you see the first minute of the game and she's going at pace and people are maybe keeping up, and then when you get down to that 40th minute and they're not close, I mean, she just goes. So, again, I appreciate the hard work. I appreciate the effort, and she brings it.
To me, and this take my basketball opinion for what it's worth, but I called the 2023 state championship game. She's going against Logan Nisley, who's now playing in the Big Ten, and she went toe-to-toe there, ended up winning the state tournament MVP. That, I think, opened a lot of eyeballs, and she had already committed to you at that point to say, okay, I think she's pretty darn good.
I'll tell you, we were watching that incredibly proud and happy she was already committed.
I bet you were.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, she just competes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure there's a challenge you can give Jossie and she won't say, okay, I'm going to fight for it. And, I mean, we've seen whether it's cross-country, basketball, whatever it is, I mean, she's gonna go out there and possibly fight for it.
How have you seen her transition to the college game? How's it gone so far? Because there's certainly a jump, there's no doubt.
Yeah, I think early, and again, this is where the summer was huge. I think early you could just see some of the hesitation, but we've reminded her through conversation, through film, to just play with the confidence, play like Jossie does. Play free, play loose, play hard, do what you do, because she does have a great skill set with her ability to get downhill. She can shoot the three, and just the motor, I'm telling you.
We visited often with Walker Demers from Grafton, who obviously is transferred and now part of your team. Give us the backstory on how all that played out and getting her to come to UND.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously recruited her really hard out of high school, and we're really hopeful that we could get the opportunity to have her, for her entire career. When it didn't play out that way, of course, when we saw her name in the portal, I mean, I couldn't have pulled my phone out of my pocket fast enough and immediately called her. And obviously, she fits up in a position that we feel like we could, really use, her strength, her ability in there. Again, just the power, the strength, and just the knowledge of the league. But probably what's underrated, I guess, is just the leadership. I mean, she is bringing so much leadership. She's been a starter in this league for years now.
Yeah.
And so she knows what it takes. She's able to convey that message, and you know what, sometimes it's great to not hear that message from us coaches. It's great to hear it from one of your peers, and when she speaks, the team listens. It means something.
The fact that you saw her play both in high school and college, that familiarity, has that translated over? I know you didn't even coach her the last couple of years, but she's known you know her.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, in the conversations recruiting her for that second time, could say, listen, I know what your skill set is, and I know how that's going to fit into what we do, and could really convey that message, knowing how her progression has gone and knowing where I still believe we can get her to go. So absolutely. And yeah, we're, leaning on her pretty heavily right now. Scheduling,
I know, is always a pleasure to do. Describe how you built your non-conference, and what was there a specific goal, or we just need games?
Well, I don't want to say so flippantly, we just need games. I mean, yes, obviously, we have some challenges in there. Yeah. There is absolutely no denying that. I mean, Drake's good. Yeah, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all right. They're all right.
Yeah, and so, I mean, we have a couple of those, obviously, that are just, they're really going to test us again. We go out to Wyoming, who's an incredible team. And just, we know we're going to be challenged. We do. We know we're going to be challenged. And that's where I do, again, go back to that team chemistry is incredibly important, because we're probably going to take our lumps too. Of course, we want to win every game, but the reality probably is that's not going to be the case. And so we just got to have that team that's ready to fight and continue, because the goal isn't to win every game November, December. The goal is to win as many as we can, and every one of them on this floor.
How have you seen this league evolve player-wise over the last couple of years, now being head coach? Where have you seen the biggest strides of the women's game?
I think we have one of the most skilled leagues. I really do. I think we're an incredibly skilled league. And so when you look around, you see some of the highest offensive efficiency rated teams. You see some of the numbers they jump off the page, especially when you look around nationally. And so I do think we're playing an incredible brand of basketball in the Summit League. I think we have a lot of really great coaches. And that pains me to say, because I got to go against them every night. Yeah. But no, there's just top to bottom. We have a very tough league, and that's, I guess, where you go back to the non-conference schedule. You got to challenge yourself so you can get ready for this grind.
I've been riveted to the WNBA playoffs. I know you're busy with two kids. We got the Lynx are playing tonight against the Sun. It's been a huge banner summer for women's basketball, going to the Olympics. And just for your current team, how much do you see them? Is that something that translates? They watch the game, they follow it on social media. That this is a moment that women's basketball. It's been going on for a bit here, and it's just we're riding the wave right now.
It's fantastic. It's funny, you know. I mean, I'm from Iowa. I'm a huge Caitlin
Yes,
Clark fan, and my team is not. They know that. Trust me. But no, it's fun. It's a fun way to talk about basketball with our players on a almost daily basis. And yeah, absolutely, you ride that wave a little bit, and you hope that we can kind of be that same. Maybe spark for our community too.
It's great to see you. Thanks so much for doing this. Good luck this year, all right?
Thank you.
Mallory Bernhard joining us, UND women's basketball head coach, as the Fighting Hawks get set for a new season. We'll take our final break. We come back. Paul Sather will join us, UND men's coach. We'll wrap things up here in Sioux Falls. But a quick show. We're back right after this.